Today we're going to talk about THU, short for Trojan Horse was a unicorn. I'm going to tell you what it is and why you need to go there, and after that I have a couple of interviews, one of them with Chris Nichols from the CT Grass podcast. That's coming up. What's up everybody, I am KevinTheDane, and today we're talking about THU, Trojan Horse was a unicorn. It is a digital artist conference, but it is not per se a conference like you usually know them. It is more like a festival, but instead of jamming out to music, we are jamming out to the knowledge and experience of seasoned artists and creative minds. And that word experience is actually the key word here, because Andre Lorenzo, one of the co-founders of THU, he actually defined the event this year as an experience, and I think that word is very, very fitting. So it's hosted by Andre Lorenzo and Scott Ross, two really amazing guys who are trying and succeeding in building a community in the digital artist industry. And on top of that, the event is located in beautiful sunny Troia in Portugal. So there is a really, really nice atmosphere, and everybody gets together and hang out at night and socialize and drink and have a lot of fun. So this whole thing actually feels like you are coming home. It feels like you're supposed to be there. So I really, really hope that I'm going to see you guys there next year. This year I tried to do a sort of vlogging experience of the THU, but it turns out that vlogging is actually really, really hard. I especially had a lot of difficulties whipping out the camera and filming myself in public. That is very nerve-wracking. So I find it a lot more comfortable being here within the walls of my apartment. Now the first vlog is already up. I uploaded it when I was at THU, and the second one is coming right up right here.
What's up everybody, KevinTheDane here, and today is actually day 2 of the THU. And you might think, what happened to day 1? And I'm sorry guys, but I was hungover, and then we started drinking again, so it just didn't happen. But we had a lot of fun, and we got to hang out with a lot of cool attendees and a lot of cool nights. Nights is the term that they use for the speakers. And what's special about this event is that there's really no VIPs. All the speakers and all the attendees, everybody is the same, and everybody is treated the same, and everybody has a chance and opportunity to speak to all of the speakers, all of the famous people, and all of the incredible guys that have shaped the industry over the years. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to go down here in Troia right behind me, and we're going to see what THU is all about. So the building to my right is the Unity Center, where most of the talks will be held. But there hasn't been any talks yet, because the first couple of days of the THU is all about mingling. And that mingling, that's down at the Oasis. And that Oasis is right down here below me. But as you can see right now, it's pretty deserted because everybody's at the beach. But I was actually hoping that some of the food shops were open because I'm starving. So I'm gonna go see if I can find some food, and then we're going to the beach. So the food was great, and now we're going to the beach, but we're probably going to be too late because the event should be over now. So these guys, Svend and Lasse? No, Magnus?
No, Magnus.
Damn you! Lasse is his big brother, so. Yeah, so we missed the beach thing, but apparently it was CrossFit, so no big deal that we missed it. Now we're going to the next event on the schedule, and that will be the big family photo where everybody from the tribe are gonna gather up at the Unity Center, and we're gonna take a big photo of everybody. Okay, so you can see we are just about to do the photo up at the stairs behind me, and there are like 1 million people, or at least like 900 of us. So after that we're going for drinks and dinner. So with the family photo done, everybody is now back here at the Oasis, having a good time, partying, drinking and having dinner. So tomorrow the talks will start, and I will see you guys then.
And these talks are incredibly inspiring talks from really genius creative minds who are talking about their process and their experience in the industry, how they got to where they are today, and and giving tips and advice to the next generation of talent out there. So the talks are really, really amazing. And on top of the creative talks, there were this year also some B-sides talks where people like Scott Ross and Brad Lewis are talking more about the business side of things and how you managed all of that on top of being an artist. One of the speakers down there were Chris Nichols from the Chaos Group Labs, who I also met at the D2 event in Vienna. And I asked him if he wanted to do a short interview one evening, and even though we had had a little bit to drink, he said yes, and it sounded just a little bit like this. So I'm here with Chris Nichols, and Chris, can you tell me a little bit about who you are and what you do?
All right, well, I work for Chaos Group, and I am the director of Chaos Group Labs, and the goal of Chaos Group Labs is to find a connection that happens between people and technology, and find out like how we can make some awesome things happen. And that's basically what I do, is like connecting the dots between all technology and creativity.
That's very cool. And but you have a podcast, right?
Yes, I do. Yeah, it happened on a whim. So I live in LA, and I drive down LA all the time, and I have to deal with traffic. And so I listen to podcasts because that's the best thing to do. And I was listening to someone and I was like, wait a minute, I can do that. And so I went to the guys at Chaos Group and said, can I do a podcast? And they said, sure. What is it going to cost? And I said, I don't know, a couple of microphones, a mixing board, something like that. And I figured it out, and it's like, let's try it. It was not that expensive. You know that, right? You need to get just a little few things. And suddenly, I had a podcast. And I realized, specifically because of my job, I actually have a big Rolodex of people, and I found out I could actually interview a bunch of people, and it was great. So my whole goal of the podcast is have a conversation just like you and I are having, and be able to do a podcast. And it's turned out amazing. I don't know how that happened. So
yeah, because I totally love your podcast, and I'm listening to it all the time when I'm on the road.
Yeah.
And I will leave a link for you guys in the description below. But that is really, I mean, for me, it's one of the most important podcasts in my repertoire of podcasts, because that brings the people of our industry to everybody, to me, to my friends, to everybody out there. Everybody who wants to listen, they can get people from the industry, all the people that you know and have relationships with from all the years you have worked in the industry. They're going to be here on the podcast. So
yeah, I agree. What I like about it is that I know a lot of different industries, right? So from architecture, visual effects, everything. And so I interview everyone, and I'm hoping that all those people listen to all the podcasts. So I'm hoping that the architecture guys listen to the visual effects ones, and the visual effects people listen to the architecture ones, because that's the connection, realizing they actually have common problems, right? They have common ideas, common things that are going on. So that's the goal. And that's what I love about it. It's like, I'm just having chats with all my friends, and like, wait a minute, you guys all have the same problems. Which, by the way, my podcast has spawned ideas that I do for my regular job as well. So that's the important thing.
Yeah, I think that's that's great. And also, oh sorry. And you have I mean, you've been here at THU for like since the beginning.
Right.
And what would you, I mean, what's your advice? Why should people come here? Why should people come to THU?
THU is, the biggest problem with THU is that it's really hard to describe, right? THU is, the thing is, like, you have to come here to feel it and understand it, and you know that because this is your first THU, right?
Yeah, it's my first THU.
Right, so like this is like, you can't describe it other than being here, and that's the biggest problem with it. But trust me, come here and feel it, and you will never bond with people more than anything. And I think that's exactly what I'm trying to do, trying to bond those points. And that's when Jeff Muddle and I talked about this a year ago. We said we need to try to bring more of an ArchViz community here, because I think the ArchViz community And I love it, but it has become stale. It has not actually tried to embrace creativity, story, etc. These are the guys in this community right now that are actually embracing story, embracing creativity more than anyone else. And that needs to come into the architecture community. At the same time, the people here need to learn about really beautiful environments and architecture, and that's the bond that I want to try to make. If there's a goal that I have for THU and architecture and visual effects, it's THU. This is the only place I'm going to make this happen, and that's why I love THU.
And I trusted you, I trusted Jeff, and I went here, and this has been absolutely amazing. So I would say to everybody, if you are in doubt, go. Try it. It's an experience, and it's going to be the best thing you ever did for yourself. And I just want to say thank you, Chris, for being on here, and thank you for your podcast.
Thank you. It's been awesome, and it's been awesome getting to know you. Thank you.
And likewise.
So Chris is a really cool guy. I just love hanging out with him. There is a link for his podcast in the description below. I also did an interview with Svend Rønslund from Ubisoft. It is a bit windy, but it sounds just like this.
I'm here with Svend Rønslund. And Svend, can you maybe tell us a little bit about who you are?
Me? Hello guys. My name is Svend. I'm from Denmark. I currently live in Bulgaria. I work at Ubisoft right now as an environment artist, 3D environment artist there. Currently working on the new Assassin's Creed Origins, which you can pre-order. Sorry, had to sell out a bit. No, yeah, that's basically. I used to work at another small company called Kilo. It was a game company, and I've been on college with this guy here. We used to go to college together. Now we're back here in Toya together, which is amazing. At the new, not new, but THU, I guess, yeah.
And how do you think? How do you find THU? What made you come here in the first place?
Well, you guys kind of made me come here, but yeah, it's amazing right now. I mean, I'm enjoying my stay here so far. We're having a great time. We're gonna have some pick sooner this time. This is like the last day, I guess, like the official last day. So we're gonna, yeah. I mean, yeah, it's an amazing place. I love this here. So.
And can you tell me maybe a little bit about why are you wearing this?
Why are we wearing this right now? Well, we're at this amazing hotel who basically has like an indoor spa, so we thought like why not go and utilize what we have right now, and why not do an interview with this amazing view behind us, and a bottle of wine, no, a glass, maybe a bottle, say it later, but yeah, that's why we have this on.
Cool, but thank you very much, and see you in the Oasis later.
We will. I'll definitely see you there. Maybe you guys as well. Maybe Kevin will take you there. Maybe not.
Maybe. Let's see.
So I wanted to do more interviews like this, but it is very unsettling filming in public. So I unfortunately didn't get to make as many as I wanted to, but I did meet two other really cool YouTubers, Pedro Fernandez and Aaron Martin, and they were really amazing guys, and you should totally check out their channels, because on Pedro's channel you will learn about photoshopping, architectural visualization, and on Aaron Martin's channel you will learn all you have to know about VRay, but in Spanish. So if your native language is Spanish, I would definitely check out Aaron Martin's channel, because that stuff is great, although I don't understand most of it. But now you're gonna have to excuse me, because I need to go get a haircut.